So if you want to get better at photography, the best thing that you can do is not buy a new camera. It's simply to shoot more photos. And the best way to do that is to just use your phone. Okay, I need to find somewhere to sit. It's so windy. Okay, so the main reason why shooting on a phone is so great is the fact that you do just get to shoot more. And when you shoot more, everything improves. Your eye gets better, your composition gets better, and you become more aware of the little stories happening around you. I'll show you an example in a little bit of a project that I shot completely on my phone that ended up being one of my best performing posts on Instagram and one of my favorite photo series of the year. So we've got a couple more weeks here in South Africa, and honestly it's been one of the best trips that we've ever had. Over this last weekend we spent some time with my cousins in Mossel Bay, which is an area that I've never been to before. There's lots of time on the beach. I even barbecued my first fish. We then went to this incredible game reserve on Saturday for lunch and spent some time wandering around the restaurant after, just taking some photos. And for this whole weekend, even though I had my camera with me, I ended up just reaching for my phone most of the time. Now there are a few reasons why I've absolutely loved shooting on my phone so much, but the main reason is convenience. I always have my phone with me, and my big camera only really comes out for important moments or planned out moments. And the problem with that is that most interesting moments aren't planned. And the thing is, to get better at photography, you need reps, you need volume. Over the past 6 months or so, where I've been studying photographers and great photographers of the last 100 years, one thing they all had in common was that they shot all the time. Back then, film was obviously the main medium to shoot on, but they got their reps in. They just shot everything. And with that volume came some incredible photos out of that. And the thing is, with photography, you need these reps. You can't think your way into being a better photographer. And with a phone, these days, you can pretty much shoot infinitely. You can experiment, you can miss shots, you can try ideas out without the pressure, and your phone kind of becomes a bit of a sketchbook. You can try things out with it. And for a lot of this holiday, I found myself kind of testing compositions out with my phone before I even pulled out my film camera. For the past 2 weeks, I've had one roll of film that I've had to make last. And so with my phone, I test things out, and then I'll pull out my film camera and I'll take a film shot with it. But shooting more with my phone has made me more confident as well with my camera, with my proper camera. But something that really sealed it for me was New Year's Day. We were at this tidal pool near where we're staying, and around 7:30 in the morning, hundreds of people showed up with inflatables for this organized event, all to float around on this tidal pool and kick off the new year. And it looked incredible. I brought my film camera with me, but I ended up shooting mostly on my phone. I couldn't get as many photos as I wanted on my film camera, so I took my phone out and I just sat on the rocks and I just started scanning for interesting moments. And you know, there were kids playing, people laughing, funny interactions with the inflatables, things I really wouldn't have been able to capture as easily with a big camera. If I had my big Sony camera with me, it would have looked out of place and people would have felt a bit on edge with a giant camera pointing at them. So I then edited those photos in Lightroom and I put together a carousel that I shared on Instagram, and it ended up being my best performing post in over a month. And every photo was shot on iPhone, which is crazy. And to be honest, they look really good. Next to my film camera, next to my Sony camera, these photos look really good, especially after a little bit of editing. The thing is, that really hammered home to me something that is so important and will always be important, and it's that story always matters more than gear. Ow. Characters matter more. And those photos worked because the scene was really interesting, not because of what camera I used. So basically what this is, it's a reminder to not get caught up on the next fancy camera or what fancy expensive lens you can get. Just use your phone, shoot more, look for interesting moments around you, look for characters, look for stories. By using your phone, by shooting more, that will make you a better photographer. So this is my first YouTube video of the year, and my goal is to make one of these every week. Vlogs, reflections, photography ideas, sharing this entire process in a more raw, week by week fashion. So follow along here on YouTube and follow From the Lodge on Instagram, where every week I share videos about photographers that are inspiring me in my own photography, as well as sharing my own photos there every week from professional jobs or just anything interesting that I've done that week. And my hope is that you will leave a little bit more inspired, a little bit more motivated to just pick up your camera or pick up your phone and just look for interesting moments, look for interesting stories, and shoot more as we go into 2026. So see you in the next video.